Hello, my name is Adam Winrich, and this video is about cracking snake whips, also known as a black snake. Probably the coolest name to ever come out of the whip cracking world. Snake whip, or black snake loaded with lead shot. Sounds pretty cool. So the idea of a black snake or a snake whip is that there's no stiffening in the handle. The whole thing is totally flexible, and part of the reason for that is, one, if you're a cowboy and you're used to throwing a rope that's completely flexible, this will be more familiar to you than a bull whip. Though a lot of cowboys use stock whips and cow whips, so I'm just basically repeating something I read in David Morgan's book, Whips and Whip Making. But the other thing that hasn't changed about snake whips or black snakes is that because there's no stiffening in the handle, you can coil the thing up really small. So a whip this size would be easier to fit into, say, a backpack or into a large pocket. And you might be wondering, what are the best things to do with a snake whip? Now, like I said, there's no stiffening in the handle, so you get no extra leverage on the whip, but there is a lot of weight in this one. There's at least 12 ounces of lead shot in this kangaroo snake whip. And because there's no handle, that means it's more difficult when cracking it to change directions. So an example of a crack where you change directions would be the volley. This. I'm sort of getting it, but it's not the easiest thing to do. Where snake whips really shine, I would say, is targeting and doing the flicks, or flick cracks. So a flick, like the overhand flick, would just be like this. Sort of throw it overhand like throwing a ball. So if you have a good snake whip, a snake whip is going to do the overhand flick as easy or easier than a bull whip or a stock whip. And with the flicks, I would think about Anthony DeLongis' different angles of attack that he got from sword fighting, where you're going to focus on, let's see, you want to focus on downward vertical, your diagonal, horizontal, the other horizontal, upward diagonal, backhand, and then upward vertical. Or you can also do Anthony's crack he calls continuing the line. Oop. Continue the line, but don't whip the trees behind you. Now this is a snake whip that's about 8.5 foot long that I made myself to the design that David Morgan was using. And some of you probably have shorter snake whips. So this is a snake whip that I bought from David Morgan LLC. I believe this one's probably made by David's grandson Alex. And this is what they call a pocket snake. It's 6 foot long, not a very large diameter, and a pocket snake because this one you can coil up small enough to fit in your pocket. Not this pocket, but if you have a slightly larger pocket, you can fit it in there. And again, same cracks apply. Being able to do all your flick cracks, whether overhand, sidearm, the overhead crack, or the underhand flick. And if you're into martial artsy type stuff, you can combine the overhead crack and the sidearm flick. Something like that. So this is a 6 foot snake whip, and finally I'll show you the fanciest snake whip that I own. This is made by Tony Nugent, a very artistic fellow from Australia. This is a 10 foot black snake made in 20 strands of black and natural tan kangaroo, and I think it has at least 2, if not 3 plaited bellies in it. And the strands are cut very fine, so I'm not going to crack it really loud, but I thought I should go ahead and crack it anyway. Try to keep it up off the ground. And you can notice that this one is a lot stiffer than the pocket snake. So the little bit of extra stiffening in it because of how tightly the bellies are braided makes it a little bit easier for some of the multiple cracks. Let's see if I can do a fast figure 8. cracking some snake whips. My name is Adam Winrich. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.